Welcome to the end user training for the Aspirin letter campaign. Please refer to the end user training guide as we walk through this document during the training today. So first, you'll want to make sure that the people who will be following up, making those follow-up calls, and who will be managing the campaign moving forward have the widget for the Aspirin letter campaign on their dashboard. Here's an example of the widget to share with other members of your team. They must be an Infusionsoft user. If you have admin permissions, you can click here on the share icon and you can select who you'd like to share this widget with. Let's take a look at the widget and the stats located on it. The first stat is the total number of letters sent. So this will be cumulative over time. You'll see how many Aspirin letters you have sent to contacts. The second stat will show you the contacts who are on deck, that they need to be sent the letter. So you can place contacts on deck, and when you are ready to send out your mailing, you can select from this number. You can select all of them or certain contacts. So this is where we're going to look to see contacts who are on deck. So as you are preparing and cleaning your list, you can go ahead and place them on deck. I'll be showing you how to do that later on in this training. We also have some to-dos. We've got our follow-up calls. We have calls 1, 2, and 3. We also have a LinkedIn connection task. So this to-do will let you know when it's time to reach out and make that LinkedIn connection. Also, from this campaign, we'll be tracking how many contacts total have requested an audit or consult with you. We'll also look at different exit reasons. Were they added to the hot lead campaign in the sales pipeline? Did they exit because they were just not interested or didn't end up requesting that consult or audit? And finally, those who are not qualified, not in business, they're on your do not call list or bad number. So this is how we can track our metrics over time, as well as seeing our to-dos. So this will be where we come and look each day to see what needs to happen. So moving on in the end user training guide, I'm going to be looking at page number 2. I'm going to show you how to add an individual contact to this campaign, and then I will show you how to add a group of contacts to the campaign. It's very important that you follow the instructions exactly, and especially that you indicate that the letter has been sent on a Friday so that all of the emails and the to-do tasks can be scheduled on the right days of the week, and that none of them are passed over. I will be emphasizing this throughout the training, but also make sure you have this end user training guide as reference as you begin to use the campaign and get familiar with how it works. So first, let's add an individual contact to the campaign. So what I'm going to do is pull up the contact record. And there are really 2 steps. First, we want to place the contact on deck to receive the letter. And then on the day that we do send the letter, we'll indicate that it's added on that day. So let's go to our update form for the Aspirin letter campaign. I'm going to click here on the internal forms icon and select from the drop down. And I'm going to be using Aspirin to Consult V2 update form, and then click fill out form. To place this contact on deck, I'm going to check this first box here to start. It says right there, place on deck for Aspirin campaign. Nothing is going to happen besides putting them on your dashboard widget, letting you know that this contact is ready for the letter. No emails are going out, no phone calls will be scheduled. So use this selection to place a contact on deck. I'll go ahead and click save. And then I'm going to come over here and refresh my widget. After a few minutes, I'm going to show up here as the needs to send letter stat. Okay, so I'm going to give that a little bit of time, but I will show up there in a little bit. On the day, actually on the Friday that you send the letter, we've highlighted that in yellow. The way that we've scheduled this campaign is that you'll be sending the letter on a Friday, and then starting on Monday, there will be follow-ups happening automatically, and then to-dos created for that contact record. So for everything to be scheduled properly, you must do this next step on a Friday. You could also do it on a Saturday. We just want everything happening before Monday when that first email is scheduled to go out. So let's go ahead and pull up that form again. Again, under this internal forms, you'll click that button, and then you can pick from the drop down and select fill out form. Now, I am not doing this on a Friday, so what I'm going to see here is not going to be lining up correctly in my campaign activity, but I do have a screenshot of what it should look like in your end user training guide. At this point, on a Friday, I've sent out my mailing, set this letter out. I am going to check that box and click save. The other thing that you might want to do is apply a profile tag to this contact record indicating the date that this letter was sent. We'll especially want to do this when you're sending to a group of contacts, but if I want to go ahead and apply that tag, I can do so at this time. So right now I'm on page 3 of the end user training guide. At the bottom of the page, we're going to click on the tag icon, and then we're going to select apply tags. And now in this box, I'm just going to start typing the name of the tag, and we're going to create this tag on the fly. So I'm going to call this Aspirin letter drop and today's date. And then I need to click this button to create that tag. The only thing that when we create this tag on the fly is it's not going to apply the profile category to the tag, but I can show you where you can apply that category in just a moment. So I'm going to click apply, and so now I've got in my history the date that the letter was sent. So let me show you, once you create that profile, you create the tag and you want to give it the profile category, you can come over here to CRM settings and click on tags. Okay, so I can see I did some testing yesterday as I was preparing for this training, and I've got a tag for today. So I'm going to click here on the tag for today, and I'm just going to select the category profile. And then I can save and return to my other tags. I can also apply that category to this tag. Just know that when you create a tag on the fly, you'll have to come back here if you want to apply that category. You can also add tags here first, which you can name it and apply the category at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to come back to my contact record, and I want you to look, so as you're testing or as you're doing this, again, we want to be applying that letter sent tag or indicating that the letter was sent on this form on a Friday. When I come to the campaign activity icon, you're going to see that I am active in multiple sequences with the Aspirin campaign. The recently received timer is the 6-month timer. So it's a way for us to know that I've sent the Aspirin letter within the past 6 months to this contact. I don't want to send it again. After 6 months of being added to the campaign, that tag will be removed and the letter could be sent again. We do recommend not sending a letter such as the Aspirin unless it's been 6 months. You could send it to the same group of people, but again, you're waiting 6 months. Okay, we can also see I'm in the sent letter sequence and the email sequence. So I'm going to scroll down here to my upcoming campaign items. And what you're going to want to be looking for, you want to see that your emails are scheduled correctly, the LinkedIn connection, and we see the emails. So we want to see email number 1, LinkedIn connection, and so on. Again, if you're not doing this on a Friday, it might skip over some of the items. So I have included a screenshot here for you of what it should look like. Follow-up phone call 1 is scheduled for Monday. So because Monday has passed in the week, and as I'm doing this training, it's not showing up. But email 1 will be scheduled to go on the next Tuesday. The LinkedIn connection to do is on Wednesday. Emails 2 and 3 are on Thursday and Friday. So again, we want to be doing this on a Friday so that everything is scheduled correctly. Okay. And again, just a note here, always apply that letter sent system tag or indicate on your update form on a Friday. So that's how we add an individual to the campaign. Let's talk about adding a group of contacts. So what you can do is do your search, conduct your search. Right now, I'm just going to go here to CRM contacts. You can go to the general tab and pull up your prospect list, farm list, whoever you are thinking of sending the letter to. I'm actually just going to search with people who have my name, so I'm not actually adding real people. Okay, so I've got my contact records, and what I'm going to do is select them all. You can also deselect anyone that you don't want to be adding to the campaign. What we're going to do as we start the campaign, and I'm looking at page 6 of the end user training guide now, we're going to be placing them on deck. Again, I'm not scheduling phone calls, emails aren't going to automatically be sent out. I'm just placing them on deck so I know that this group needs to have the letter sent. I'll go to, actually I'm going to go here to the end user training guide. On page 7, here you're going to see the start tag. This is the tag that will place them on deck. I'm actually going to copy it, makes it easier for me to find in my list here. And I'm going to go to Actions, Apply/Remove Tags. Okay, I'm going to do a Command F here to search, and I'm going to paste in the name of that tag. When we start a group of contacts in a campaign, there are 4 things we look for in the tag name. First, it's a system category. Then I always double check the name of the campaign. We're looking for the word button and the word start. So I'm going to go ahead and select this tag and then click Save. I'm going to look here under Actions. I see the correct tag is there. Good time to double check it. If you are using the wrong tag, these contacts won't be added properly to the campaign. Now I'll click Process Action. Okay. I'm going to go back to my dashboard. And I'm going to watch on my widget for that group of contacts to appear. And again, it might take a few minutes. Infusionsoft is applying tags, removing tags, doing all kinds of things in the background right now to place those contacts on deck. I now see that my contacts have been placed on deck on my widget. So as I'm preparing the letters for the mailing, I can actually pull up this number here. I click on the number 4. I can select all, and to do my mailing, if I want to have an Excel spreadsheet to do a mail merge or to print labels, I can come here to Actions and Export. Then what you can do is come here to the fields you want to export. I'm going to want first name, last name, company, address, city, state, and zip code. So just select the fields that you want and scroll all the way down to the bottom. And you can view this, it'll download right to your computer, click on process to view that spreadsheet. So my letters are prepared, and I'm going to pretend that it is Friday, because you always do this on a Friday. I'm going to bring those letters to the post office, and I want to tell Infusionsoft the letter has been sent. So I'm going to click here on the number 4. And what we're going to actually be doing is applying 2 tags at one time. Now, normally in our trainings, we have you only apply 1 tag at a time. We only want to be applying 1 system tag because of all that automation that's going on in the background. But in this case, we're going to apply the letter sent tag along with the profile tag that indicates the date that this letter was dropped. That way you can always have on your records, you'll be able to pull it up and see those groups by the date that the letter was sent. So it's okay to do 2 tags at one time in this instance. So we can see that on page 8, okay, that we're going to be applying the sent letter tag and the profile tag at the same time. So we're going to check the boxes for those that I want to actually send the letter to. Now, these are the ones that are on deck, but maybe, I might have a list of 50 and I only want to send out to 25. I would just check the boxes of those that I want to include in this mailing. Okay, and I don't have to include everybody. So I'm going to check those boxes and come over here to Actions, Apply/Remove Tag. And on page 9 of the End User Training Guide, you're going to see that first we're going to create that profile tag. So I'm going to go ahead and create that, even though it's already been created from the test earlier. I'm going to click here on Create a New Tag, and I'm going to name the tag. Okay, I'll put the date here. And I'm just going to add an extra character since I already had that tag. Then I'm going to apply the category of profile. And you can see what I'm doing here on page 9, at the bottom of page 9 of the End User Training Guide. And now I'm going to create this tag. In this case, I can actually apply the category while I create the tag. So that's helpful. I'm going to click Create this tag. And now I can see the tag here. So I'm going to select Save. And I can see I've got my actions listed here. I actually don't want to hit Process Action quite yet because I also need to add the letter sent tag here as well. So I'm going to go to Add New Action, Apply/Remove Tag. And I'm going to come back to the End User Training Guide, show you where I'm at. So here I just added the new action. I'm going to apply, remove the tag. I'm just going to grab the name of the tag here. I like to copy it. It's just easier to find it. This is the letter sent system tag. So now I'll come back here and do my Command F and search this time for the letter sent tag. Again, I'm looking for 4 things: the word system, the name of the campaign, the word button, and then letter sent. So this is the correct tag. So now I'll click Save. And now on the actions, you can see I've got both of the tags there, my profile tag and the letter sent tag. This is looking really good. So I'm going to go ahead, if it's Friday, and I'm going to click Process Action. And now I have successfully indicated to Infusionsoft that the letter has sent, and all of that other follow-up is going to be scheduled for the following week. Again, I think that first phone call is on Monday, and then the emails and other to-dos will be scheduled out for the week. Another thing I want to show you here is moving forward, I have a little search tip here. So week after week, so this is a weekly prospecting campaign. So next week, I'm going to want to add my next group of contacts who are on deck to this campaign. If I want to make sure I don't send it to someone who's already gotten it, especially in the last 6 months or who's active in it right now, I can exclude them by using this tag here. So I'll show you how to do that. So again, if I've already added a group and I don't want them included in my next search, I'm going to pick that doesn't have any of these tags criteria and this tag name. So let me show you how this would work. Again, I'm going to do a search for my contacts. And I can go to my general tab and I can pick my prospects and farm list. I can do actually, before I do that, I'm going to go back here to search. And now I want to exclude that tag I was just telling you about that we just copied here from this gray box. And under tags, I'm going to select doesn't have any of these tags. And I'll paste in the name of that tag and then select it. So now what I'm doing is picking, again, from the general tab, all of my prospects in my farm list. And I'm excluding anyone who's received the Aspirin letter within the past 6 months. Now, automatically, the campaign is designed not to allow anyone back into the campaign. But if I'm just trying to get a more accurate count before I place them on deck, I can exclude this tag. So now I'll click search, and it will pull up that list. And then I can go ahead and select those that I want to place on deck for this round, for this next week, this next round. Okay. If you have any questions about this, you can always reach out to our help desk. We're happy to help and make sure, especially on your first round of sending out the letters, that everything is scheduled correctly. And just make sure that you are placing your contacts on deck. And then on Friday, you apply that profile tag with the letter sent date and that letter sent system tag. All right, so let's move on to the update form for the Aspirin campaign. So now that we have contacts who are active in the campaign, what happens when I make selections on the update form? So I'll go back to my widget and I can see that I have 40 that need call 1. So I'll click on that 40. So I've placed them, they were on deck, I sent the letter, and now on Monday, it's going to schedule that first call. So I'll click on the number 40 and I'll begin working my way through the list. So I'm going to reach out to Chris, and then I'm going to use my internal form for this campaign to indicate the outcome. And again, I've got a long list, and this is our training app, so it has all of our campaigns. Hopefully your list is not as long as mine, and yours is easier to find. But here's the update form. I'll click Fill Out Form, and let's take a look at what's happening with each of these selections. So I'm now looking at page 15 in the End User Training Guide, where each of the selections are numbered. So number 1, the first selection, again, would be to start a contact in the campaign. By making the selection, you're placing them on deck, okay, so that they'll show up on that stat on your widget. When I've sent the letter on a Friday, I can check this box that the letter was sent, and I want to start that follow-up. So again, it must be on a Friday. The to-do for that first call will appear on Monday to make that follow-up phone call. The next item, number 3, is when the LinkedIn connection has been completed. So I can check this after I've reached out whether I was successful or I wasn't able to find them on LinkedIn. What this is going to do is remove that contact from the widget so that to-do is no longer there. The next selection is if during that follow-up phone call, they scheduled their consultation. I can put in the future date and time of that appointment, and the Aspirin campaign will stop for this contact, and it will start them in the sales pipeline campaign. Now, within your Aspirin campaign, you probably also have a booking link set up, maybe within Appointment Core. If you are using Appointment Core and you have that integrated with your sales pipeline, you won't need to make any manual updates on the form. Appointment Core will apply that scheduled tag, and they'll start in the sales pipeline. The next item here is call complete. You talked to someone or you left a message. So once the first phone call, and this is for any phone call, whether it's 1, 2, or 3. So after you make the first phone call, you could check this box. It will remove that to do from your widget, and a couple days later, call 2 will show up on the widget. Okay, so again, after call 1 is made and they're removed, this to-do is removed here, a couple days later, Infusionsoft will schedule call 2. I'm still not able to get a hold of someone, or I need to call back again. If I mark this as complete, we'll move to call 3. You can also use tasks if you want to set reminders to make phone calls back again. You can always use this task icon here, especially after that third call. If you want to add another one, you can use that task. For number 6, we have callback needed. This is if you want to add this contact to the hot lead part of our sales pipeline campaign. Again, the contact is very interested. They just need a few days or a couple of weeks because they're headed out of town. Go ahead and check this box and indicate the date you want to make that follow-up. This will stop the Aspirin letter campaign. The contact will be exited, and then they will enter the sales pipeline campaign in that hot lead loop. You can refer to the instructions or the end user training guide for the sales pipeline campaign for more information. Number 7, we have different reasons to exit contact from the campaign. We've got different reasons: not interested, not qualified, not in business, and so on. What you'll see here is that you'll see what we're going to automatically update their person type to. So if you select not interested, we're going to automatically update their person type to farm list. Infusionsoft will do that for you. If they requested removal, we're going to move them to avoid. Bad number, if you make this selection, and it'll actually, depending on how you have your campaign configured, if you've got our scrub campaign, it will start the contact in the scrub campaign, or it will create that task for you to clean the lead. All of these selections, any of these selections will stop the Aspirin campaign. The final selection is to stop the campaign. So by making this selection, it just will remove the contact from the Aspirin campaign. In the very back of the end user training guide, the very last page, I included a quick reference guide for you. Some of our members just wanted to have a quick and easy way to remember the tag names and what to do. So you can print this off and have this handy as you're working week by week, adding contacts to the campaign. So this first one shows you how to place contacts on deck. The tag name is included here. And then on Friday, you can indicate that the letter was sent. You'll create that profile tag with the date and apply this system tag. Okay, and it is okay to apply 2 tags here at one time. And then finally, I've also included that search tip. So this is the tag you would want to exclude and say the contacts don't have any of these tags when you set the criteria. So I hope this little sheet is handy for you as you work through the Aspirin campaign. Again, if you have any questions, our help desk is eager to answer those questions and help you. Please reach out to us at Infusionsoft at Technology Marketing Toolkit, and we'll get you the assistance that you need. Good luck with your Aspirin letter campaign, and I'll see you again soon.